Welcome to the 2023 NAIA Baseball Championship Selection Show. I'm Jim Powers, and we are here at the NAIA headquarters in downtown Kansas City. In just a few moments, we will reveal all of the qualifiers for the 66th Annual NAIA Baseball National Championship, beginning with opening round play on May 15th at 10 sites around the nation. 46 teams will enter opening round play, and the winners of those 10 sites will advance to the Avista NAIA Baseball World Series in Lewiston, Idaho, beginning on May 26th. The march to the NAIA national title begins now. There are two primary ways that a team can qualify for the national championship opening round field: by receiving either an automatic bid or an at-large bid into the tournament. The number of teams in each league determines the number of automatic bids in each conference. Leagues with 10 or more schools receive 2 automatic berths, while conferences with less than 10 institutions receive 1. Automatic bids are determined by each conference and mainly include conference regular season champions, regular season runners-up, tournament champions, or tournament runners-up depending on the league. The remaining at-large berths are selected by the NAIA Baseball Postseason Selection Committee, comprised of NAIA head coaches and administrators from around the country. Now, let's take a look at the opening round brackets. We begin in the Bellevue bracket in Bellevue, Nebraska. The number 2 seed are the Tigers of Doane. The Tigers were the Great Plains regular season champions with an overall record of 42-10. They will face the number 3 seeded Stars of Oklahoma City. The Stars were the Sooner Tournament champions with an overall record of 30-19. The number 1 seed are the Bruins of Bellevue. The Bruins won the North Star Tournament and will bring an overall record of 45-8 into the championship. They will battle the number 4 seeded Vikings of Grandview. The Vikings were the Hart Tournament champions with a record of 34-12. Next, we move to the Fayette bracket in Fayette, Missouri, and the number 4 seeded Crusaders of Madonna. The Crusaders were the Wolverine Hoosier Tournament champions with an overall record of 35-15. They will face the number 5 seeded Fighting Saints of St. Francis. The Fighting Saints were the Chicagoland regular season champions with a record of 25-26. The number 2 seed are the Coyotes of Kansas Wesleyan. The Coyotes were the KCAC regular season champions with an overall record of 42-13. They will face the number 3 seeded Eagles of Central Methodist. The Eagles earned an at-large berth out of the Heart of America with an overall record of 34-17. The number 1 seed in the Fayette bracket are the Fire of Southeastern. The Fire won the Sun Conference Tournament and will carry an overall record of 52-4 into the championships. Heading to the Hattiesburg bracket in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, the number 4 seeded Bulldogs of Union. The Bulldogs were the Appalachian Tournament champions with an overall record of 30-17-1. They will face the number 5 seeded Jaguars of Houston, Victoria. The Jaguars were the Red River Tournament champions with a record of 26-25. The number 2 seed are the Rams of Texas Wesleyan. The Rams earned an at-large berth out of the Sooner with a record of 36-14. They will face the number 3 seeded Gyrenes of Ave Maria. The Gyrenes earned an at-large berth out of the Sun Conference with an overall record of 34-16. The number 1 seed are the Crusaders of William Carey. The Crusaders grabbed an at-large berth out of the Southern States with a record of 44-9. In the Kingsport bracket, the Spartans of Missouri Baptist are the number 2 seed, earning an at-large berth out of the AMC with an overall record of 42-7. They will battle the number 3 seeded Lions of Bryan. The Lions were the Appalachian Tournament runners-up with an overall record of 35-19. The number 1 seed are the Warriors of Weber International. The Warriors gained an at-large berth out of the Sun Conference with an overall record of 40-15. They will face the number 4 seeded Wildcats of Indiana Wesleyan. The Wildcats won the Crossroads Tournament and will carry a record of 36-18-1 into the championship. Moving to the Lawrenceville bracket, the number 4 seed are the Eagles of Midway. The Eagles were the River State's regular season champions with a record of 27-22. They will face the number 5 seed Cougars of St. Xavier. The Cougars were the Chicagoland tournament champions with an overall record of 31-25. The number 2 seed are the Lions of Freed-Hardman. The Lions were the tournament runners-up in the Mid-South Conference with an overall record of 37-19. They will take on the number 3 seeded Bulldogs of Concordia, Nebraska. The Bulldogs were the GPAC tournament runners-up with an overall record of 38-16. The number 1 seed in Lawrenceville are the Grizzlies of Georgia Gwinnett. The Grizzlies were the Continental Tournament champions with an overall record of 47-5. When we come back, we'll take a look at the second half of the opening round brackets right after this. Welcome back. Let's rebuild the Lewiston bracket. Starting with the number 2 seed are the Drovers of the University of Science and Arts of Oklahoma. The Drovers grabbed an at-large berth out of the Sooner with an overall record of 34-18. They will face the number 3 seeded Cardinals of Concordia. The Cardinals were the Wolverine Hoosier regular season champions with an overall record of 46-8. The number 1 seed are the Royals of Hope International. The Royals earned an at-large berth out of the Golden State Athletic Conference with an overall record of 33-9. They will face the number 4 seeded Warriors of Lewis Clark State. The Warriors earned an at-large as the World Series host out of the Cascade with an overall record of 30-16. Staying on the West Coast, let's look at the Santa Barbara bracket, where the number 4 seed are the Thunderbirds of the University of British Columbia. The Thunderbirds were the Cascade Tournament champions with an overall record of 34-19. They will face the number 5 seeded Pioneers of Antelope Valley. The Pioneers were the Calpac Tournament champions with an overall record of 30-14. The number 2 seed in Santa Barbara are the Red Hawks of Benedictine Mesa. The Red Hawks earned an at-large berth out of the Calpac with an overall record of 42-12. They will face the number 3 seeded Lions of Vanguard. The Lions earned an at-large berth out of the Golden State Athletic Conference with an overall record of 33-16. The number 1 seed in Santa Barbara are the Warriors of Westmont. The Warriors were the GSAC tournament champion and will take a record of 40-8 into the championships. Heading over to the Shreveport bracket, the number 4 seed are the Pioneers of Mid-American Nazarene. The Pioneers were the Hart Tournament runners-up with an overall record of 30-25. They will face the number 5 seeded Blue Devils of Dillard. The Blue Devils were the champions of the Gulf Coast Tournament. The number 2 seed are the Bulldogs of McPherson. The Bulldogs won the KCAC Tournament title and will enter the championship with an overall record of 36-14. They will match up against the number 3 seeded Mustangs of Morningside. The Mustangs earned an at-large berth out of the GPAC with an overall record of 36-16. The number 1 seed in Shreveport are the Pilots of LSU Shreveport. The Pilots are the Red River regular season champions with a record of 44-8. Moving to the Upland bracket in Upland, Indiana, the number 4 seed are the Pioneers of Point Park. The Pioneers were the River States tournament champions with a record of 36-15. They will take on the number 5 seeded Falcons of Fisher. The Falcons were the runners-up in the Continental Tournament. The number 2 seed are the Trojans of Taylor. The Trojans were the Crossroads regular season champions with an overall record of 37-15. They will battle the number 3 seeded Phoenix of Cumberland University. The Phoenix earned an at-large berth out of the Mid-South with a record of 35-13-1. The number 1 seed in Upland are the Bulldogs of Tennessee Wesleyan. The Bulldogs garnered an at-large berth out of the Appalachian with a record of 42-9. Our final bracket is in Williamsburg, Kentucky, where the Rams of Mobile are the number 2 seed after winning the Southern States Tournament Championship with an overall record of 35-13. They will battle the number 3 seeded Cougars of Columbia. The Cougars were the AMC Tournament Champions with an overall record of 38-13. The number 1 seed are the Patriots of the University of the Cumberlands. The Patriots were the Mid-South Tournament Champions with an overall record of 46-7. They will face the number 4 seeded Eagles of Reinhardt. The Eagles earned an at-large berth out of the Appalachian with a record of 33-18. Let's take one more look at the championship field. The 66th annual NAIA Baseball National Championship gets started on May 15th at 10 opening round sites throughout the nation, culminating with the Vista NAIA Baseball World Series beginning on May 26th at Harris Field in Lewiston, Idaho. Catch all the action in the World Series on the NAIA Network and both the semifinals and championship on ESPN3. Thanks for watching and good luck to all of our qualifiers.